My name's Dave DeBoe, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey, folks, welcome back. Today, another exciting episode. Zooming in from Ontario, we have an accomplished real estate investor, Sib Panju, who with his lovely wife is taking the world by storm with real estate investing. They're focused a lot on multifamily properties in New Brunswick and in Ontario. They're starting to do land development. They're starting to get into creating a fund. They're working very closely with a friend of mine, Alfonso Quadra, who's a very well-known Canadian real estate entrepreneur here. So Sib, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Great to be here, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So give us a little snapshot. What do you guys do? What does your portfolio look like as of right now, the end of 2024?
Yeah, so we're investing in multifamily buildings, Dave, primarily the value add strategy, but we do buy new buildings as well.
Yeah.
We have properties in about five different provinces, but we focus on Alberta, New Brunswick, and Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And within those provinces, there's a few cities that we focus on, some of the main cities. In Ontario, we focus, 2 hours outside of the GTA.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we've just built up the portfolio over the past few years.
Great. So how many units in the portfolio? How many different buildings?
So we have about a dozen buildings in the portfolio right now,
Nice.
and it's over eight figures right now. It's eight-figure portfolio right now,
Yeah.
and we're
Eight
trying to build
buildings. How
that
many
up.
units approximately?
Approximately 150 units right now.
Okay. Very nice. That's
Yeah,
great. Now, a lot of these, you guys are in Ontario, correct? Whereabouts in
we're
Ontario are you based?
we're based in Vaughan, in Toronto.
Okay. In Toronto.
Yeah.
So, do you have other joint venture partners, co-GPs that you work with in other provinces, or how do you guys manage everything from afar?
Yeah, like essentially what we have is we have property managers, third-party property managers who we partnered up with.
Mm-hmm.
We call them our strategic partners. It's not like they have equity in the deal, but there are property managers.
Mm-hmm.
It's people we know and trust. We've gotten to know them over the years, so we have a very trusted team of property managers in different cities.
Okay, so these are all properties that you and your wife own yourselves with investor partners. Is that what I'm understanding? But you guys are the lead partners
Exactly,
on these deals.
exactly. We're the only partners, the active partners on the deal. We bring in
Mm-hmm.
capital partners
Mm-hmm.
who want to benefit from the passive income and the appreciation of multifamily real estate.
Fantastic. So a lot
Yeah.
of people are a little bit nervous about multifamily real estate, especially in Canada, due to prices, due to regulations, due to all of this kind of stuff. How are you guys making a go of it under these circumstances?
Yeah, so it was pretty straightforward, and then 2020 to 2022, or even before 20, a little bit before 2022, when the rates started going up,
Yeah,
it was very simple to make it work. You buy the buildings at 4.5% cap rates. The mortgage rates are 2.5%, so you got 2% spread there.
yeah.
Our last few properties that we're buying, we're doing a lot more analysis, running a lot more numbers. I have a finance background, which helps. So we look at a
And I
lot
think your
more
wife
deals
is
now.
is a calculus teacher. So I mean, talk about number crunchers. My God.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's also a math whiz.
Yeah.
So which definitely helps. And so we're just running a lot more numbers now. But with multifamily, what's happened, Dave, is the property values have been going up because the rents have been going up.
Hmm.
So with single family and condos, the market's gone down about 15-20% in Ontario. But on the multifamily side, it's inching up because the rents are going up. Although the mortgage rates are higher, it's offset by the rent increases.
And the kind of properties that you guys are getting into, you're looking for value add. So what does that typically look like? Is that like just basically looking for properties that have been undermanaged so you can bring the rents up to market rent? Or is it a combination of undermanaged plus just really need some renos?
It's a combination of those.
Yeah.
Most of the properties that we're buying, they are underperforming. It's somebody who bought the property 15 to 20 years ago, and they haven't optimized the rents. They haven't optimized the value of the property in terms of renovations. So what we do is we look for three things. One is we look for the tenant strategy. If there's a way to increase the rents, we look at the renovation side of it to add more value to the building so we can bring in better prospective tenants.
Yeah.
And the third thing is there any cost that we can reduce on the property so we optimize the cost. So if we can convert oil heating into, for example, electric heating,
Mm.
and
And pass that
optimize
on to the
value.
tenants.
Yeah, pass that on
Yeah.
to tenants where it's possible, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Smart. So I'd imagine that those are
Uh,
some strategies that you do definitely in the Maritimes and in Ontario, where oil is a big heat source still. What are some of the challenges you've had to overcome, especially with dealing with the tenant side of things in very tenant friendly provinces like Ontario? I mean
yeah,
that's a
exactly.
challenge,
So
right?
yeah, on the tenant side of it, we have to realize these are people's homes. So we
Of
have to
course, yeah.
be very delicate about the situation. We have to make it a win-win situation if we want to renovate the property and bring in more value to the building. So what we do is we start talking to the tenants early. We start discussing with them what they would like to do. And often what happens is some tenants are looking for a new place anyway. They're looking to upgrade their building. These buildings aren't in the best shape when we get them anyway.
Yeah.
So if we sometimes we do the cash for key strategy
Mhm.
where we'll come to a number that makes sense for them to help them move, right? So things like that. But we have a process around how we talk to the tenants, and we're very sort of sensitive to their situation as well. So it has to be a win-win situation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a challenge, isn't it? For sure.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Now you guys are also starting to do a development deal. Tell me a little bit about that. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, that is very exciting stuff. So there's a couple of things we've done on the development side. One is we bought a building in Edmonton, and that was about a year and a half ago. And it was a 12-unit building. It came with some good land. And so we rezoned that building now to accommodate about 60 to 70 units, depending on the size of
Wow.
the units. So
Nice.
that rezoning is already complete.
So
And
does that involve taking down the existing 12 unit or building more units in addition to?
so we would have to take down the existing building
Yeah,
and then build from ground up.
got it. Got it.
In that case, so we rezoned that property now, and now we're sort of holding on to it based on the timing of the market. We'll see when's
Mhm.
the right time. We have had discussions with architects and planners to take it forward. But we're not in a rush on that one because we think there's some unlocked value if we wait another year or two on that one.
Well, that's kind of sweet, isn't it? Because it's almost like land banking with cash flow.
We're in a good place, and that market, what's happening in that market is rents are going up. So they've already gone up
Yeah.
20% without renovations, which means the building value basically goes up by about 20%, right?
Yeah. No, that's very, very cool. So the existing 12 unit, is that cash flowing and covering all of your expenses for the property and maybe generating a little bit of profit at the same
Oh,
time?
it's cash flowing and it's
Nice.
appreciated 33%, and because we've rezoned the property now, we're getting offers on that
Well,
property right now, which are already
that's what I'm
higher, right?
thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
If you rezoned it, you don't
yeah,
necessarily that's part of the whole development process, isn't it? It's increasing the
exactly.
value of the property. So you can, if you come up with the plans and the permits and everything like that for somebody else,
Mhm.
they could be actually the ones doing the demolition, taking care of all the headache work, and you guys just cash out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
smart. That's exciting.
That's definitely
So
an
that's one
option.
that have you got another one on the go as well?
Yeah, we have another one in Peterborough. We
Okay.
bought that property about 10 months ago.
Yeah.
Again, it's a 12-unit property. We had sort of two options. We had the value add option,
Mhm.
which the rents are like on average about 1,300, whereas the market rents over $2,000 for these same units. They're two
Wow.
bedroom plus a small den.
Wow, that's a
Um,
huge uplift there. I mean, you take that from
yeah,
13 to
yeah,
2,
exactly.
it's huge. Yeah.
And we just had two tenants leave, and then the rent's already going up without renovations. And so we're now aggressively looking at the development play on that one because it's about 35,000 square feet of land, and it's right around the corner from Fleming College, and it's right on a corner with two main roads,
Wow.
so
Great
close to
location.
transit basically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we're looking at building, nothing too big, like a 35 unit on that one.
Would that involve taking down the 12 unit as well? Yeah,
It
that's
would involve taking it down. We're looking at different options. You could add to the building, but then you run into some complications there. So
yeah.
we're definitely leaning towards taking it down and then rebuilding from ground up, and
Hmm.
then having a nice modern new structure on that.
Sweet. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's exciting stuff. Now tell me a little bit about, so I guess that's why you guys are getting into the whole creating a fund side of things is so you can come up with the cash to do these kind of projects. Is that correct?
Yeah, like these projects are with private investors right now.
Yeah.
Some with are associated with family offices as well.
Hmm.
So these projects are independent. The fund is mainly for the larger buildings. We're trying to scale up to larger buildings, and
Hmm.
we also have a lot of investors that want to get into our deals, but they want to bring in 100,000 or $200,000. And
Hmm.
and to manage that on a deal by deal basis, it becomes a little bit challenging. So we're trying to set up a
Yeah.
system and a process where it's a fund, so you're not going through the whole administration every single time, right?
Yeah.
Because with every new deal, the more investors that you try and manage, the more complicated it gets unless you have a fund system where it's automatic,
Yeah. Too many
right?
cooks in the kitchen sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
too many communication points.
We were talking a little bit off camera that one of the things that you guys do very, very well is tap into off market deals with realtors. So you mind sharing with us a little bit about that? Because that's a smart strategy. Tell us how you do that.
Yeah, so we've been connecting with realtors like over the years. We get to know them pretty well. We see a lot of buildings. We purchase a lot of buildings. So what happens with that is with realtors, you build that relationship and that connection.
Yeah.
There is one realtor we've done a few transactions with, and we've even traveled with him to Curacao, and he's a friend of ours. So he'll bring us the deals
Well,
first.
after sipping pina coladas in Curacao, yeah, that makes us friendly. That's
Exactly.
for sure.
Yeah. So we basically tell the realtors that, listen, if you bring us a deal, we'll tell you within 48 hours if we're interested in the deal or not. So we have the spreadsheet models down. We can tell you very quickly if we're interested in a deal. And so realtors want to come to us first normally because we'll tell them right away, hey, we're interested or not. And then they can circulate it amongst their audience.
Got it. So it's almost like a pocket listing that you're getting from these realtors, right? So they haven't put it up online. They've got it under contract or they've got the listing, but they haven't promoted the listing yet. Is that kind of how it works?
Exactly. It's
Hmm.
like they've met with the owner. The owner's told them they're interested in selling the property, but
Hmm.
they don't want to go through the whole process of all the tire kickers and
Hmm.
answering a million questions and doing a million tours of the property.
Hmm.
So we'll try and come up with a price that's fair, and we have our model where we invest money into properties and we raise the value of the properties.
Yeah.
The owners definitely, in this case, the ones we normally buy from don't want to do that. And so, it's a win-win situation, right? Because they're sort of at that age or stage in their process where they want to cash out,
Hmm.
and we want to take the building to the next level.
Yeah. No, that is smart. That's very, very good. And it gets the realtor sale without having to traipse a whole bunch of tire kickers around the place as well. So it's a three-way win that
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
saves them a lot of time as well.
Very cool. So, Sib, what are the plans for the next 12 to 18 months? Where do you guys see yourself? Well, let's just talk about next year. We're coming into a brand new year, 2025. Where are you guys taking the portfolio next year?
So, we have a couple of projects on the go. We have a building in Fredericton. It's a 24 unit building, which we're completing the renovations on that one. So we'll refinance that one, give the capital back to the investors.
Hmm.
On the Peterborough side, we're going to be working on the development plans. We're going to push that along. And on the fund side, the fund is launching very soon. Very excited about that. We're just getting
Nice.
crossing the T's, dotting the I's. And so we're going to be raising capital for the fund. We're also looking at deals for the fund. There's a couple of deals that we're looking at that are very attractive. One's a brand new deal with a 2.4% mortgage rate.
Oh, that is attractive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's going to cash flow from day one. So that's just one example of a deal. There are deals that we're looking at in Ontario that are 120,000 per unit. where you can add value, and
Yeah.
they're within an hour and a half from Toronto.
Nice.
So there's some deals that we have that are off-market deals that are coming to us that are very attractive for the fund.
Hmm.
So the focus actually will be for the fund, and on the private investment side, where we have the smaller deals for private investors, we'll still continue with those as well for some of the opportunistic deals.
Sounds good. Sib, this has been great. If people would like to connect with you and find out more about what you guys are up to, if you could only send them one place, what would that place be?
I think the best place would be at Pragma Property on Instagram. So Pragma Property at on Instagram.
Okay, perfect. Sib, thanks very much for being on the show. That was fun, and congratulations with what you guys are up to. Sounds like you're
Great.
a going concern.
Thanks for having me, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you on the next one. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.